Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Weeb Weekly. It is your boy, Tropical Joe. After a lot of important events that happened this week, we have 4 big events and an amazing question for you guys. I am joined by 2 majestic pop culture nerds just like me. Mr. Travis, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing.
Love to see that. Love to see that. Love to see that. Mr. Mizu, of course. How you doing, my boy?
Doing great. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money. Let's get that money. Let's get that money. And speaking of money, we are delaying that gratification and that money feeling in Attack on Titan. We have another episode called Sunset. I'm not gonna lie, it was good, but it was not the pizzazz that I was expecting being so late into the season. Travis, can you give us a little bit of a breakdown of what we saw?
Sure. So we saw that Annie thawed out, and we also got to take on what Annie's backstory is, what she went through in Marley, how she was an orphan, and that her adopted father brutalized her in order to train her to become a warrior. We saw that hardened her, made her lose what the value of life is, even her own value of her own life. And at the very last moment, before she was going to go to the island of Paradise, her father told her, please, I've been wrong to you. Please come back. And that's her motivation to just continue living. And for the first time, she really saw this person as her dad. It was, to me, a very good emotional moment. And we also saw the devastation of the military, of the island of Paradise in general. And at the very end, we got that reveal about Hanj being alive, and also how could I forget the goat's name?
Levi Ackerman.
Levi Ackerman.
Yeah. I was like,
my God,
you do remember Levi's name, right?
Honestly, the poster boy of the whole thing.
He is.
Legit.
Deepest apologies.
Legit, bro. Like I've been seeing a lot of anime merch recently, and it's like from Attack on Titan, it's all Levi. It's either all Levi or all like one of the girls, like either Hanji or
Mikasa.
Hanji, Mikasa, or the one the potato, Sasha.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to say Sasha.
Yeah.
As it should be. As it should be.
I mean, but hey, we're not saying anything bad about Attack on Titan women here. Even though they do smell because of Mizu's analysis.
Oh man.
Mizu literally fucked everybody up with that analysis, man. So like it's okay though. It's okay though. I totally get it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like with that whole video, I feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson when he told everybody that Pluto's not a planet anymore.
Oh and yeah, bro.
You know, I'm like, oh God, like dang it, you Neil. We don't have that planet anymore. Now I feel like that. Like dang, I ruined all the Sims. Well, some of y'all. No, I don't think I ruined it, because some of you Sims, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Hey, I am a simp for Mikasa. I will not lie about that. I mean, I shall tell no lies, you know. But with that said, I think with Attack on Titan, I think it's pretty unanimous, at least from our previous discussions, that like they're going really slow. Like we're supposed to see some action right now, and they're going really slow. Just based off what we talked about, Mizu, do you think we still have ways to go, or do you think we got like 3 more episodes and that's a wrap?
Whoa, we have ways to go. Like,
okay,
I'm not gonna lie to you. If they ended in 3 episodes after this, then I'll be like, yep, they ruined it. You did wrong, because there's still so much more that we have to talk about that's about to go down, especially with particular characters.
New transformation.
Yes.
Yeah.
We saw it already. I don't think it's a spoiler if it's 2-3 episodes behind, right?
What, you about Levi?
No. Aaron's transformation. You saw a little of it.
Oh yeah.
You saw a glimpse.
Oh, here's the thing. What I mean by that is it's not just about Aaron specifically. There are other people who play key roles in this.
I was like, bro, if Levi turns into a Titan, I'm gonna be flipping tables up in this bitch. Okay, I heard Levi and I was like, that's not where I was going, Mr. Mizu. That was not where I was going.
To make sure everybody's out there, that's not a spoiler or nothing like that. I got confused by the question.
let it happen again.
But no, I'm just saying there are other people that play a big role in it, and like we were talking earlier, that they're taking their time, not revealing to us what Eren looks like in his full founding Titan form, which is kind of weird in my opinion. That it's been taking this minute because, like, of course, manga is different, but in the manga, it was once he transformed. I think the second 2 pages at that, we saw what he looked like.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, at least we got more backstory, and we are lore freaks over here, which is all that matters. I would just say I would rate this episode like a 7.5. Like not like it was not bad. It was not bad at all. I just I like lore. I like backstory. I just didn't feel like super satisfied action wise, which is fine. I mean, that's part of the groove. Do you Travis? How are you feeling? Manga versus anime wise, like are they keeping it consistent? Are they kind of out of pocket with the way that they're portraying it? Like how's it working for you?
I think they're keeping it consistent, but okay. I also side with Mizu. I think they're taking a lot of liberty with how they're arranging the order of certain things, and it's interesting. It's an interesting choice. I just want to see Eren already. I just want to get to that part, but it's still faithful. I think what they did with Annie's story was powerful. I enjoyed the episode. I'd give it a solid 8 just on an emotional level. Also because they really are hammering in the damage Eren has done. That's what I like. I like how you're just seeing how, hey, all these people rooting for Eren to just murder the world. It's not glorified.
It's not glorified. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's not glorified at all. The subjects of Ymir are not going to escape that. You can't do that kind of genocide and escape scot-free. So I like how they're doing that, but I just need them to show Eren already. I want the internet to crumble already.
He wants the chaos, man. Chaos. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm already into this project fully. So whatever they give me, I will take gladly. But yeah, man, I want some action. That's what Attack on Titan is. Like we've talked for enough. That's part of what it is. Mizu, let me know.
Let me tell you this. Levi live, so we're gonna get some of that action.
Levi's about to get some action.
I'm not gonna lie to you. How many people, since I told people I read the manga stuff like that, and all the anime only people have been commenting and DMing me ever since we saw what happened to Levi in the beginning. They're like, "Is Levi alive? Is Levi alive? Like, can you tell us?" I was just like, "But where's the fun in telling you? You gotta watch it. You have to see for yourself.
Big facts.
If he's alive or not." And yes, he's alive.
I'm glad you didn't tell me. I'm gonna just say that. I'm glad you didn't tell me. I kind of suspected it, but I'm glad you didn't tell me. So
can you imagine if they did kill him off like that?
That would have been bonkers.
I would still be in disbelief. Like, they didn't do it like that. Like, Levi's too much of a G. Like, that's the thing I like low key about Attack on Titan a little bit, is that they can make pivotal characters and make them really important, but sometimes I like how they can just make them disappear within an instance and act like it didn't make a big impact. Like, it gives me Game of Thrones. It gives me Game of Thrones level. Yeah. Exactly. Like, they will take these pivotal characters and then discard them like they were nothing. Absolutely. So if Levi went out like that, I would be hurt personally, but in terms of storytelling, I said, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Are you guys a fan of being thrown off like that? Like, when a show just kills like one of the best characters in it?
To me, I like it if it makes sense. If it's planned out and it makes sense, then I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. Like, to reference again, Game of Thrones, like when they killed off who we thought was the main character of the show, Ned Stark, the man who led the North and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And turns out he died. But if you look back at the series, it made sense of why he died. It all led up to his death. And other characters, the iconic Red Wedding, all of that, the lead up to it made sense. So to me, I'm okay with it if the lead up makes sense. If you just kill them off without a single thought and you just did it just to get shock value, that's when I'm like, okay, that I don't like that. What was the point of killing them? You just did it so you can get a reaction out of me. I don't agree with that.
I think on my case, I think with anime it's a lot different. And I think I was what I'm referring to is the fact that like I was desensitized at a young age to like death in anime because of Dragon Ball. So I was like, if Goku's dead, that's fine, bro. give it 20 episodes. I give it 20 episodes tops. So like watching other anime that where like death is like final. Like a Full Metal, well, not even Full Metal Alchemist, because like I mean, Alphonse is legit resurrected into a freaking suit. But like, let's say the other ones that I really like. So, My Hero, like we have seen Deku get as close to death as humanly possible, breaking limbs, like fingers, feet, his back. Like there's so many instances where like death seems so final that like even if you were to like bite he were to bite the bullet, or for example the most prominent example being All Might, and with the argument that he should have died after facing All for One, right?
All for One, yeah.
All for One. Okay, yeah. I always get confused with the power and the dude. So after facing All for One, I was in the camp like, yeah, that's a perfect moment to kill him, because like his story had led up to that point of like greatest sacrifice to provide the greatest amount of value. I am not a fan of killing a character off like for shock value. I am not. I'm just not. Like like dude, Robb Stark's death at the Red Wedding made sense, but like the for example the death where they had the spirit demon in Game of Thrones come in and just stab somebody in the back just to kill them, and I'm like, dude, that serves no narrative purpose besides showing you how powerful the Red Woman is. That there's no narrative. Like I'd rather him die in battle, like than die just randomly, or like killing off one of the dire wolves at the Red Wedding. That made sense because it was a complete siege of Winterfell, right? But it's just hand in hand. Like, does this death provide enough value to the story to be meaningful, or is this shock value? I would gladly take value over shock value, if that makes sense. Redundant, but makes sense.
I'm glad you brought that up, because like it also, at the end of it, also goes with impact. Like what impact did this character will have after they are passed? Like Ned Stark, again, when he died, shit went crazy. Everybody, it was a snowball effect. Or to give another example that I know people don't like it, but it narratively it makes sense. Rengoku from Demon Slayer, his death made sense. His lead up to his death made sense, and his impact on his death to our main trio made sense. And even the Hashira themselves, everybody had their feelings about him and what he represented and what he personified. And we saw this amazing, optimistic Hashira who just wants to help people get murdered.
I hate you. I hate you for reminding me of that. Damn it, Mizu. Damn it. He's my favorite Hashira so far. Yeah, go Travis. Sorry, I'm just griefing.
Like, he definitely was my favorite Hashira. And I agree with you guys so much. I think what I really love, I do hate seeing my favorite characters die. I do. The only time I'm okay with it is if I see a domino effect in the world. And that's why I like Ned Stark's death, because it wasn't just that you lost a great character, and it was, even though it was planned and it made sense, it was that there was a massive worldwide impact from that. You saw so many falling outs because of that kind of events. And I love it when that happens in anime. Like if you see that, even though it's Dragon Ball Z and you know the deaths aren't final, one thing I loved, one of my favorite anime deaths is Vegeta. Vegeta gave his life.
Oh yeah.
When Vegeta gave his life, there was a huge fallout from that because Boo still survived it. Now what do you do? And you see how they have to readjust and plan. I like stuff like that.
Yeah. That's the perfect comparison. That's the perfect comparison, I would say. Yeah. And just like, for example, another one in Dragon Ball, Krillin. Krillin literally screaming out Goku's name against Frieza. That, like, I never treated Krillin like, I mean, during the original Dragon Ball series, yes, but like I've always seen Krillin as like an emotional support to the group. He's got moments where he shines, but he's mostly like there to sell, to sell Gohan's journey with Piccolo and stuff like that. But like when he's screaming out his name and Frieza just literally blasts him into into existence, I was like, oh, the stakes are high. Like they're gonna need the Dragon Balls after this. Like that is important, at least to me narratively. So yeah, I would say that this show is headed in the right direction. I just don't know who's gonna kill Eren. And I still haven't decided who I want it to be. I think it's between Mikasa and Armin. I want one of them to kill each other. It just makes sense. One of them has to either sacrifice themselves or just take the L in order to stop Eren. And I think that'll be the best end to the series. But do you guys have anything else on this episode or the future of Attack on Titan?
I just wanted to say it's funny that you guys are bringing up Dragon Ball real quick because me and my wife are watching Dragon Ball Super.
Woo!
I've actually never sat down and watched Super.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife is interested in Dragon Ball because we watched the abridged Dragon Ball Z abridged. Shout out to those guys, and she thought it was pretty funny. And say, is it similar to the actual show? I said, not necessarily, but the plot points are spot on. And then we decided to watch it, and of course, her favorite character is Vegeta, and
Rip.
Rip.
And when we're watching it together, and we just hit the tournament. We're about to get into the tournament of power.
Oh, so you already saw the first tournament.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I loved Super, but I definitely agree that it was actually, I don't think we've talked about Super, and we should at some point, or like the best. I think this could be a great topic for another weekly, actually. The Stackem Up, like which show had the best spinoff?
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Which show had the best spinoff? So, like, for example, Naruto to Shippuden to then Boruto, and then Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, Super, we have Full Metal. But yeah, I feel like that would be a great conversation. Which ones do you think would also fit that category? Like spinoff series?
Spinoffs. If we're just talking about, in terms of anime, I think you hit them all.
That's
the ones that spinoffs.
Oh, okay.
Like Dragon Ball. You said Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy Tail has one now, I believe.
Okay.
Fairy Tail is in the process of one. I'm pretty sure that they made a continuation of some kind with Fairy Tail. Like there's a spinoff series called Vigilante.
Okay.
And it's basically about this character who's similar to Spider-Man in terms of personality a little bit and powers, because his power, I'm trying to remember, he has some type of jumping power. I don't remember what his quirk was, but he basically gives off very Spider-Man vibes, and it's a prequel actually. So we get to see a young Eraserhead, Aizawa, Present Mike, Miss Midnight, and all of them, and we see them working together, and even a younger hero killer too. So it's an interesting prequel, and we get to see some new characters that we haven't got to see. We meet a Batman equivalent in the My Hero verse. I forgot what his name was because I've read it in so long. But yeah, that if they make that into an anime and they keep it the exactly same way they been shooting it in the manga, oh yeah, that would be a good contender right there.
Okay. I mean, and I think speaking of vigilantes and Batman, I think this is a perfect segue to another superhero moment that we saw this week or this past week. We got the PeaceMaker finale. What did you guys think of that that final conclusion, that battle, trying to fight the cow, you know?
I found it interesting. And
Okay.
it kind of made me I wanted to ask you guys this question on the pod too. Do you feel like what PeaceMaker did was wrong? Do you think that the butterflies were an ultimate good and that he's dooming the world by not letting the butterflies run with their plan?
In my case, I would say that the butterflies, and that's the good thing about the current state, I would say of DC, or like the good projects in the DC's live action verse, is that like they're very gray area. So for example, in Suicide Squad, the perfect parallel to this is Starro, right? So Starro is the villain kaiju in the movie, but we end up knowing that like he was just an alien floating around in space that was just experimented on and constrained to a box in the literally for a lifetime, and then told that he was the bad guy. And then his final words is like, I was just fine floating among the stars. I was just fine. And then like the butterflies were just seeking refuge from a dying planet and trying to tell Earth to be like, hey, yo, stop what you're doing, because this is exactly what happened to us. I think it also speaks to the kind of character Amanda Waller is, that she's able to literally put an entire species to bed if it progresses her overarching goals. So I would say that it was kind of it was a good parallel to introduce between different projects in DC, and it was also pretty really impactful. I don't think it was necessarily Peacemaker's fault, so I don't think he was like wrong, but because they did try to like invade like a Earth, I would say. But I'd say it fits into that gray area where like, do the ends justify the means, right? Is sacrificing the entire species even beneficial for mankind, you know? So that's just my take. Mizu, what do you think?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm also leaning towards the idea that Peacemaker did the right thing, because, and I understand that they were coming from a dying planet and they have been trying to warn us about the consequences, because we're making the same consequences that they did. However, it's like you're invading a new planet, taking over another species, and then the worst part is not like, oh, you just hover into our bodies, like you literally kill them. Like all those people that they inhabit are dead, and they're just inhabiting their bodies, and they know their memories, so they're not the same person anymore. So it's just like you killed them, and of course it goes to the whole question, like Jose said, about the ends justify the means, and it's like, I don't know, like if you're killing that many people, you're literally replacing the human population with yourselves. So it's like you killed an entire race of people to save your race. But you're saying is you're doing us justice when you're killing all of us, technically? Because it wasn't just like a handful of them that took over. Like, we saw that radar thing. That was all of them. That was all of them on the planet. So I'm like, now, was it a slippery slope to a point? But if I was Peacemaker, I would have said, yeah, I'm sorry. You guys can't be here no more.
Yeah. It sounds very Omni-Man. It sounds very Omni-Man. It sounds,
yeah, that's a good point. I feel like the ending scene, it got me because their explanation did make sense. And I feel like in a way, the way that they pitched it, it was that, hey, we lost our planet because we did exactly what you're doing. And these people that are in these positions of power, they will destroy everything. This is in stone. We are doing this to these particular people to save everyone, including ourselves, because this is the planet that we can be able to live on and have a life on. So to me, I was like, if they just wanted to do this to every human being, I'm like, you're dead. Goodbye. But at the same time, I was like, if you're going to take over every corrupt politician, kind of like Myrn was a terrible person. The butterfly in him was like, look, I found the worst person I could find to do this to, and I turned him into an asset to help the planet. Exactly. I felt like, hey, this is a lot of loss of human life. At the same time, the philosophical tug of war, it's like, but these people are going to destroy everything. Yeah. So I'm kind of pro butterfly. Kind of a little bit, but that's probably a little controversial.
Butterfly-gerist, let's say. Let's just call
Absolutely.
it that. Yeah. I like that. And I think that's what James Gunn wanted, right? James Gunn wanted to let us know that like Peacemaker was not a good person until he started to make changes for himself. Hardcore already knew about the butterfly Myrn, and she didn't like tell the squad. Like deception, for the sake of order. Like all of those topics are just interwoven into a lot of comedic moments in the show. Like there's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of camaraderie, right? I really like the dynamic between this group, especially like Economos with Hardcore, and then just like the only one that I felt was a little bit off was Adebayo. I feel like she was like not used effectively until the end, like until the end episode. And like I was talking to other people and it's like, she seems like a hindrance. She seems like annoying for most of the show until we get to the end. And I'm like, damn, if she would have been like Adebayo at the end throughout the entire she would have been the best character besides Peacemaker. Like she had the emotional connection to Waller, and and I think it hit me like at the moment where she's about to as soon as she learns that Harcourt kept the secret about the butterfly Mern, she literally just gives up on the group. She's like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm going back to Gotham. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, you're literally leaving at the worst moment. Like, I mean, I get why she does it, and that she's not built for this. She doesn't want to live the life that her mom gave her. But at the end, she literally stands up and takes her place, right? She identifies the evil and addresses it. So I liked her development. I just didn't like. I liked where she ended up. I thought the development was a little bit way too long. Like I expected this to happen a little bit earlier. You know, that's all that I got from that. But like, let me know what you guys like favorite character was, and then we can move on to the big ending.
I would say that I actually liked it because I had the similar issues until the ending with and when she brought up the whole that I think the previous episode when she said that, you know, when she said she wasn't built for this, and how she used to run a dog charity or something like that, a dog
shelter, I think.
A dog shelter.
Yeah.
And when she said that, then you go back and watch it, everything she does makes sense. The way she's acting, the way she's doing the things that she does. So, because I was sitting here thinking the same thing, like, yo, like, why is she here? What is she doing? And it makes sense because she, of course, as you already saw, she wants nothing to do with her mother. She knows what her mother does, and she knows she's a piece of shit. So, and she tries to separate herself from her. But of course, you know, life happens, and her mother has connections. And, you know, her mother is a master manipulator. We saw what remember what she said in the movie, The Suicide Squad, to Blood Sports character about his daughter, that he would throw her in jail and they would do crazy things to a pretty girl like that. I'm like, I was sitting here like, what the? Yo, I was like, when he pulled that pencil, I was like, yo, shake. I was like, shake her right now.
Yeah, it's menace to society, bro. Menace to society.
So when she was like, screw it, I'm gonna do this thing, and it's gonna be. And even when she talks to her wife about it, it's just like, I'm just trying to do this. It'll be temporary and get out the way. So basically, I look at her as like us. Like she is us if we were in this group, put into this random group of people with these different specialties and skills. And like, what would a regular ass person look like in a group like this? That's how I portrayed Adebayo.
Interesting. I like that. I like that take. Travis, do you have any final takes on the thing before we go into the finale?
I really like that take, me too. I think you're right. And it's funny because Adebayo did bug me because of that kind of manipulation, and she got close to Peacemaker only to betray him and all of that. But at the same token, these are all killers. Peacemaker was a jerk. He was not just a killer, he was a bully. And I like that she was just, hey, you know, this is just a woman with her wife just trying to do the best that she can. She really did feel like the most normal out of everybody. I think my favorite character would be between her and I think his name is Vigilante.
Oh, yeah.
Vigilante, yes.
Vigilante. Vigilante was hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There were a couple of times where I got scared that Vigilante was gonna die. I was like, yo, like let's not do that right now. I want him to live.
I mean, I agree with you guys completely. Like, especially in that last final scene. So we saw the big fight. We saw them like kill the cow. We saw the torpedo mode for his helmet, which was absolutely crazy. But there were moments where I was like, bro, Harcourt is dead. Vigilante is not walking away. The fact The fact that Economos like literally had a complete fracture of his shin. I don't know if it's a femur, whichever bone it is. It was like popping out of his skin. And he crawled himself all the way there, and then he was walking on that with like a tourniquet on. No way. I was like, bro, this dude is bleeding out. This dude is bleeding the fuck out. Like, bro, there's no way.
Can we also bring up the fact? I know this. First of all, kudos to Economos, but like, Mike, like you just said, Hardcore is getting shot to death. Vigilante is getting all kinds of. Man, he survived a grenade earlier from fighting Peacemaker's dad, and then also getting shot. But this man, Economos, breaks his leg tripping over a piece of wood. Mind you, he didn't run. He didn't jump. He just fell and broke his leg. I was sitting here like, Economos. Bro, how far did you make it? How did you live this long in this series? How did you make it? How did Al Bio is doing better than you at this right now?
He lost a battle with a fence at walking speed. I don't know why Akamos is on this team. It's ridiculous.
He lost a battle at walking speed, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, but one quick shout out to overall Peacemaker is like the continuity. You know me, one of my biggest things in storytelling is continuity. If you have things that are consistent or callbacks that make sense, I love that stuff. And I like how we got a little history of the truth about him dyeing his beard. Very sad, pretty sad little story. But I was just like, oh, now we know why he dyes his beard.
Dude, and having the entire squad listen to it and be like, damn, we've been making fun of this man's beard for 8 episodes. And he was just like, yeah, I was alone, and I thought that it would make me more handsome, but I was struggling and sad, and that's why I dye my beard. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna throw myself off a bridge right now, you know? It made you feel conflicted, and I feel like that's exactly what the show did the entire way through. Am I surprised that everybody survived? No. But I mean, it's already renewed for season 2. It was confirmed, so that's pretty fun. And it's probably going to have a lot more cameos now that they know that this was a total success. Every single episode was good. I have no episode on Peacemaker going below an 8. Like at all. Like it was enjoyable the entire way through, I would say. And that finale was just bonkers. Do we want to talk about that, or do you want to give your ratings first for the series?
Oh, sure. I think we should definitely talk about the finale. The finale. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about it?
Yes, sir. I think we have to. So if you guys remember, I mean, if we've talked about the entire series for the entire time. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the finale for Peacemaker, you should. We've been talking about this plot point for, I think, over 5 episodes. It's like, where the hell is the Justice League? This is a global problem. Where the hell are you? Where are the Avengers, man? Where are the Avengers? Where are the Justice League? And we got at least 4 of them, I guess. So half the Justice League is on sabbatical, but we got to see the Justice League show up after the battle. I think that was the coldest moment in all of Peacemaker's show. It was like, damn, the connection, like besides the hype of seeing like, oh my God, the freaking Justice League. It's like, you know what? You're late, digheads. You're late. And just walking through the Justice League being like, damn, he took care of all that by himself. And I was like, bro, this is a baller John Cena moment if I've ever seen one. So I had goosebumps. I was literally screaming. The cool thing that I thought about that is that the finale is that like James Gunn released an emoji of a mermaid a couple days before and the same day of the finale, and I was like, bro, Aquaman has to show up. They've made so many jokes about him. Oh my God, with the fish. I'm like, bro, the rumors, man. This man gets freaky with the fish. And I'm like, bro, there's no way they're going to bring him in. And we actually got to see Jason Momoa and Mr. Oh my God, I forgot his name. Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Yeah.
What did you guys how did you guys feel when you saw that? Did you guys think we were going to see the full Justice League? Like, what were your thoughts on that whole sequence?
I was definitely wondering. I was like, I didn't think we were gonna see Superman. I was like, when they were showing the far, I was like, we're not seeing Superman. I was just trying to map out what I was shocked we got to really see any of them. I thought they were just going to do dark faces, that kind of dark silhouette thing, and then he just says, "You're late, dickheads," and then walks past them. But the fact that we saw Aquaman and the Flash, that was amazing. And that little banter they had, he was like, I hate that rumor. And the Flash was like, yeah, that's not a rumor. Amazing. Perfect comedy. Love it.
Yes. What about you, Mizu?
I'm not gonna lie, I did not see this coming at all. I didn't really expect them to show up whatsoever. So when they did, I was like, is that actually them? And then, of course, we saw Jason Momoa's face and Ezra Miller. I was like, they really brought them on the show like that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, like you said earlier, Jose, I was sitting here like, when we, especially, again, I don't know if it was episode 2 or 3, when we finally saw what the butterflies are and we saw the scanner showing them how global they were. And I'm sitting here like, where is the Justice League? Like, why? Where are they at? Like, this seems like a huge problem that we all need to get involved in. And of course, they were late to the party, and I love how they did that. And again, continuity, like you said earlier, John Cena, Peacemaker, is making all these jokes, saying he knows all this information about the Justice League, little fun trivia facts, little fun facts about them. And they're all sitting here like, no, that's not true, and all this stuff. And for the fact that them actually showing up, it's hilarious. I love that.
It was so funny. I kind of knew we weren't gonna get Gal Gadot, and like Henry obviously still hasn't still figuring out whether he's joining the Marvel team or he's gonna do the Superman again. I would love for him to get a good Superman sequel. I kind of expected Gal Gadot not to show up, but the thing is, there was a body double for Batman on this. Like, we were supposed to see Batman at least show up, and I think fight at least either it was a batarang thrown at one of the butterflies, or he fights one of them just as he's landing or something like that. We were supposed to get 2 important Batman moments, but we just didn't. And the what's it called? The body double for Batman was in the same dressing room as the body double of Wonder Woman. So that's why I was saying oh, why was Batman just completely taken out of context here? And I think it's because we're getting 2 Batman projects this year, 2 projects, or actually 3, where Batman is going to be prominent, and they just don't want to have all this confusion continuity wise, because we have Robert Pattinson, we have Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck in the Flash movie. And then Michael Keaton is also showing up in the Batgirl show. So we have a Batman galore this year. So I'm okay, makes sense not to put him on. But I mean, I loved it. I loved the entire premise of James Gunn just being you know what? Here you go. Get the Justice League for 1 episode. I'm the power this man holds. The power this man holds is great.
Can you imagine if Batman did show up, especially after that 1 episode when he went really into why he was in his terms, a crappy hero?
Yep. It would have been great if he just told Aquaman off and then was just scared of Batman, and we just see the silhouette of Batman turning, and he's oh, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. That would have been great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It would be even funnier if they heard how Aquaman heard about the rumors. What if they heard rumors Batman was just oh, I heard you talking shit about me.
Oh yeah, it was that. Yeah. That would have been great, because that's totally within character for both of them to do. It's I'm Batman. And speaking, hey, by the way, do you guys have anything else to comment about the scene, or should we move on?
I was gonna say overall, Peacemaker was a surprising great show. When I first heard it be announced, I was I don't know about this. Don't get me wrong, the Suicide Squad, the movie was great, but do we want to start doing spin-off shows right now? And I feel y'all are kind of putting yourselves in a predicament, but boy, was I wrong. And I was happy that I was wrong. And this show is great. I can't wait to see season 2, and I can't wait to see other spin-off stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of low-key wanted to see a Bloodsport one, even though Peacemaker and Bloodsport are in terms of skills are similar, but Bloodsport was another one of my favorites in the movie. So I wanted to see more of him.
Oof, Bloodsport would have been great. I mean, any Idris Elba is just great, in my opinion.
Who knows? He might show up in season 2, and he might, because I mean, he did mention him in one of the first, I think the first episode, about it. So what if he shows up again and they have a whole little beef on who is the better better hitman, all that kind of stuff.
I would love that. I was initially really upset that there was a Peacemaker spinoff because the Suicide Squad movie made me hate Peacemaker. I was so frustrated he was still alive. Like I just wanted him gone. And I was like, now you're giving this jerk a show? Come on. But John Cena's perfect. Like, it made me fall in love with the Peacemaker character. I think, if anything, one thing that I wish I saw more of was Judo Master. I really like Judo Master.
True.
That would have been awesome. And I felt like he even had a story that wasn't really delved into that much about his personal reasons for siding with the butterflies. I thought that would have been a nice addition to have with the show. But hopefully in the second season, we see, because we saw, him react to seeing all the butterflies dead. Hopefully in the second season, we see like a huge confrontation between him and Peacemaker being like, yo, you doomed the world or something. That'd be cool.
I agree. I was like, they definitely underutilized them, but I think it's gonna be more made apparent during the second season. I feel like they're gonna wrap it up pretty well. And I mean, I'm excited to see what the other DC shows hold, because like now Doom Patrol did well, Titans was like okay, but Peacemaker has just been like carrying. And
we're gonna like Titans.
I haven't seen much of it. I've seen like a couple episodes. I do like Doom Patrol a lot more. Doom Patrol is elite. And I mean, Brendan Fraser is in it, so like, hey, it's like it's fun for me regardless. But yeah, Peacemaker definitely worth the watch. And you guys should definitely check it out and let us know what you guys think about that. But speaking of big adventures, we also had a big adventure show up in theaters this week, which was Uncharted. This was the first official, I would say, live action adaptation, because we're not counting the fan film with Nathan Fillion. The Uncharted video game series was started in 2007, and it quickly became one of the most like iconic video game series of all time. It's essentially Tomb Raider with a little bit more on the action side, I would say, and not much on like the stealth. Well, there's stealth too. It's just a globe-trotting adventure with Nathan Drake, one of the best protagonists, I would say, in video game lore. Travis and Mr. Mitsu have not seen it, but we discussed it beforehand. I would say this movie is great to see even if you have not played the games. So do you guys have any context on the games though? I don't think I asked you guys. Did you guys play the games?
I played all the games.
Okay.
I played very little of the games, actually.
Okay. Actually, did you like what you played through at least?
I thought it was beautiful and entertaining game. I just never finished the first one.
Okay. Bet. And Mizu, I mean, are you a big? I mean, I know you played them, but like, were you a big fan of them growing up or something like that?
Oh yes, like I said in the last pod, that I kept telling people all the time that if they made a movie or a movie trilogy or series about, or TV show about Uncharted, I said it will be our generation's Indiana Jones. He's up there, I would say, in terms of video games, like our Indiana Jones. I would put him up there with Lara Croft.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to see it, him in action, or at least in a movie. And I said, it's all and plus all the setup is there. You just got to follow through. So yes, definitely love the games.
Love to see that. And yeah, I would agree. Nathan Drake is really iconic. I love the fact that it's more of a, instead of like the tomb raiding aspect, right? The crime, like just going for the heist. Nathan is in it all, like just to prove that the history was correct, right? He's a really big history nut. He tries to go at every single puzzle and try to make sure that like he's following all the clues left by like his ancestors or by the people that came before him. And the fact that he does it like for treasures in different time periods and in different parts of the world, I thought it's one of the things that really appealed to me playing the video games when I was growing up. So watching that on screen was pretty good. But I have to say, at least without spoiling anything, because we'll do a full and deep dive once both of you see the film. I would say it's definitely worth the watch. But be careful what your expectations are, because I was a victim to reading the reviews and being like, this is gonna be another atrocious video game movie. Not gonna enjoy it. So like it salted me prior to getting to the cinema. And after watching the movie, I can tell you can watch it and enjoy it even without playing the games. But if you play the games, you will be pretty surprised at how well they add elements of the video games, the huge amount of Easter eggs, and just the vibes in general. They feel reminiscent of playing the games for the first time. So that was pretty good. I do think the Sully, Mark Wahlberg does a great job in terms of like just playing Mark Wahlberg. Like his charisma is there. I just felt like he felt a little bit off compared to like how Sully is characterized in the games. But again, this is not a carbon copy, which is what I was trying to explain to Mizu and Travis before we started, is that this is not a carbon copy of the games. It is taking different elements of every single game and blending it all to make an action movie franchise. So there's probably going to be sequels. Stay for the end credit scenes. That's all I have to say, at least for that. I'm excited for you guys to see it and see your opinions on that. But do you guys have anything else on Uncharted you'd like to say, either expectation-wise or from what you've heard so far?
Oh, yeah. I am. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mitsu.
Oh, no. Go. Definitely.
Oh, I am still shocked that it is not dog water. Absolutely.
Okay,
Stunned. We went in last pod. We were all on the same page. We were like, there's no way this is gonna be good. This is terrible. And the fact that I still can't I still can't believe, like, with the trailer that bad, it could be as enjoyable as you're saying. But yeah, I trust you, man. So okay, I'll watch it.
I mean, it could be me being an unreliable narrator. I was just saying, like, you're not going to like the villain. I'm just going to let you know. You're not going to like the villain. But everything else, you're going to like it. Or you enjoy, I guess.
Which sucks, because he's played by, what's his name?
Antonio Banderas. Yeah.
And I was like, dang. I was like, okay. That was one of the highlights for me. I was like, oh, they got Antonio Banderas in it. Okay. I'm a little excited for that. But if he a villain, then I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel he was like kind of like just underutilized too. He doesn't have like that much to I'm not gonna spoil it because there's stuff that happens, but like he's not like the like an iconic first villain that we want to see, you know? Like it's like, for example, well, the thing is that, like, for example, Far Cry, every villain is iconic, right? Every villain in Far Cry is like, boom, like is very impactful. Pianjing in the Siberia one. We have obviously Voss being one of the best ones in Far Cry 3. Giancarlo Esposito in Far Cry 6. Like every single like villain, it marks your journey through Far Cry, which is kind of similar, I would say, in tone to Uncharted. Uncharted has had some pretty lackluster villains in the story, but they've also had some great ones, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe this is gonna be hit or miss, but they just like they just kind of phoned it in with the villain in this one, and it's mostly about the adventure itself, which is great. I'll take it, but next time I expect something different, Sony. That's all I gotta say. But with that being said, I think we can go into an important and very key conversation regarding video games, right? Because we have the Stackem Up. It's time for some results. Mizu carried.
Hey,
Mizu fucking carried.
Of course he did.
Pandering, you know, pandering is great. Pandering is great. No, hey.
In my defense, it was genuine, partially pandering, but it was genuine. But at the same time, I was actually wondering too, because you didn't show us the results yet to us. I was wondering, who won the last?
We all know. We all knew.
Yeah,
we didn't have a chance. The moment you said that, come on, it was over. We might as well have just been like,
hey, blame the animatronic dice roller randomizer thing.
Hey, fair.
It was the deciding factor there. They made me go first, because I was worried if it was one of you go first, like, damn. damn. Like,
I'm convinced whoever went first was gonna win that week. Like,
Yes.
we all were gonna say Multiverse of Madness.
It was damn it. Okay. But this one's gonna be fun. But I'll still give you the guys the results. Mizu won with a 91%.
Oh my god!
damn.
Mizu won.
Wow.
Straight up Lewis Hamilton in his prime, destroying everybody in his path, bro.
Did anyone
91.
agree with me? Was there like
You were at a crispy 46%.
okay?
46% yes, 54% no, and I capped out at 84. So I was close.
Oh my god!
I was close. But I went for the Spider-Man. You know, I went for Spider-Man. You know, I knew that it was gonna get like some level of as what?
I thought your choice was Batman.
No, Batman was the one that was left on the table.
Oh, okay.
So I chose Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I chose Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, and then Travis chose Sonic 2, which is shocking because this could, like, talking about video games, like this could be one of the best video game adaptations of all time, top 3, with Sonic, and then Sonic 2 has a lot of hype, so I was surprised that it did not get like a little bit more. But yeah, there's just a lot of heavy hitters comics wise this year, I think.
Yeah, they are so confident, I guess, in Sonic 2 that I don't know if you guys already heard that they released that they're making a spin Knuckles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Paramount Plus doing that was a stroke of genius. I think they're trying to really be competitors with HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, and by them having Halo, Sonic 2, the Sonic spinoff, and also Avatar as well, I feel like they're definitely. I'm about to get Paramount Plus for sure.
I kind of have to. Yeah, I gotta do it too. It's absolutely bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. And the fact that we're getting all of this in the next coming years, bro. Halo comes out in less than a month. Halo comes out on the 24th. That's crazy. And we're also getting Moon Knight. Dude, March is gonna be crazy. March is gonna be absolutely crazy. Bonkers. But yeah, going up off of that, let's go into the stack 'em up for this week. And speaking of video games, we gotta go. What is the worst video game movie of all time? Oof, there's so many choices. Okay, let's do the randomizer. Oh my god, do you guys have your choice already made?
I have 2.
Because I have 2 as well. Like, I have 2 that are really bad. Okay, let's see. Spinning it. First one is gonna be no. Oh, I was so close, Travis.
Yeah.
Travis goes first. Travis goes first, and then 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, come on, baby. I'm close. Yes, I'm going second. Mizu, Mizu went first. It's only fair. The gods have chosen. It's only fair. All right, I'll leave the floor to you, Mr. Travis. What is the worst video game movie that you've ever seen?
I think the worst video game movie ever would have to be Mortal Kombat in the 90s.
Which one?
Which one?
90.
Yeah, the 90s. 90s live action Mortal Kombat.
Annihilation.
Absolute dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
Even the graphics then, it was absolutely laughable. Every character was wrong. Everything was wrong. It was just bad. there was not even an I don't think it didn't feel like there was an effort there. There was an effort made. At least I don't think there's really a lot of good video game movies out there, but at least you could feel like some attempt was present, but it's just comically bad at this moment. I think it's at the bottom of the majority of people's list when it comes to video game movies. I feel safe saying Mortal Kombat.
Damn. That was one of my picks. Okay. I'll take it though. All right. I'm going to go with my gut. The worst video game movie that I have ever seen is from the 90s as well. And it is Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Is the worst thing I have seen It couldn't be farthest. It couldn't be farthest from the source material. And the fact that they're actually playing Super Mario World within the like they're playing Super Mario in the movie, and it's dude the Koopas. They literally give me like nightmares. The way that they did humanoid Koopas, like I can't believe that thing left the cutting room floor. I am beyond. I was like, dude, Dennis Hopper playing President Koopa was just like, I don't even know what I want to do here. Bro, Peach's costume isn't even fully pink. It's like purple gradient to pink. Like Peach is not even pink. Like, bro,
Yeah.
Luigi is blue and red, and so is Mario. And like, it's not. I am not about that life. Not about that life. There was a complete miss. No tonal. Even the references to the games, even the sound effects and stuff like that. Nothing made sense. It was a complete utter aberration, and there's a reason it has less than like 15% on every freaking 15% or like less than 4 out of 3 on every single review platform. And I don't trust reviewers. I don't trust critics for the most part. But in this case, they got it in the bag because it sucked so much. I'm excited for the 2022 version though, because I mean it will be Chris Pratt though. It will be Chris Pratt. So I'm hyped. Mizu.
Animated, so
And it is animated. So yes, Mizu, what is the worst video game you've ever seen?
I'll tell you this. This Super Mario Bros. Was my second choice. But I have one that I'm gonna take a chance with this one. And the one I would say is one of the worst that I've ever seen is Monster Hunter. And for those who don't know, yes, Monster Hunter had a movie. And for those who don't know what Monster Hunter is, it's a game about this, unnamed hero fighting a bunch of fantastical creatures. Some of them small like him, some gigantic, and they all have lore in this magical world and things of that nature. So they decided to make a movie off of this. And classical thing with, video game movies, they don't follow the source material. Mind you, it's about a singular character that they could have done anything with because he's kind of a blank slate. He's one of those heroes, kind of like Dark Souls. He's a hero you create. There's not a defined hero. You just do things with him and go for it. That would have gave you ample time to do anything interesting with that. Give that character some character development. But no, they sideswipe him. He doesn't even exist in the movie. They put some military task force group in the middle of the desert doing their regular 9-to-5 job, protecting whatever the hell is going on in the Middle East. And somehow they get magically ported to this monster realm.
So it's like an isekai, but done the wrong way.
But done the wrong way. And I'm not gonna lie, if you see the trailer, when I first saw the trailer, I was sitting here like, what is this supposed to be? Is this some type of like bizarro, like Twilight Zone type of movie? And then when the title came up, Monster Hunter, I said, this has gotta be some bullshit. That is not like
New lows.
No, because think about it. Imagine the opening, because we all know Transformers. You imagine the Transformer movies. Imagine the opening scene of the first Transformers, and we see the military doing their thing and all that kind of stuff. But that kind of like over the top military-esque gun ho, hoorah, transported to some monster realm, and they have no idea what's going on. They have to use their weapons, and mind you, it's a whole team of them too. And I'm like, why? Like y'all could have done some of, and mind you, the game has some amazing world building that you could have done, and you didn't, and you decided to go this route. And the part that sucks and people might not know is that when projects, whether it's a movie or a TV show, want to use government equipment, there's a catch with it. Like, oh, you can use our tanks and all that stuff. Uh-huh. However, you gotta make us look good. None of this stuff. You gotta be a particular way. You have basically putting more rules and constraints. I'm just like, you put rules and constraints on yourself for a monster movie on a monster game. And you did that. Why? And the worst part about it all, none of the characters were like, I hated every last one of them. And I was and like a lie, I hate them so much that I was waiting for their demise. Okay, what monster? I was saying to myself, okay, who's gonna die what way? Because there's some crazy monsters in this. So I want you to die this way and that way. Nobody was likable. And the monsters were okay. They could have done so many cool things with it. So I would say one of the most egregious, and it's so bad that I'm not surprised that some of you might not even heard of it. Hell, to this day, I have no idea how it did in theaters. I never looked it up after that.
I'm not even gonna put a whiff of interest into that movie after that, because I'm like, bro, I haven't seen it and I don't want to see it anymore.
I saw a trailer for it. I saw the trailer for it, and I was interested only because I know in the game you have some crazy weapons, like a huge axe or whatever. I was like, I want to see what they're gonna do with like these soldiers and that maybe, but no.
They don't get anything close to that. Half the time they're using their guns, and it's like,
come on, man.
They try to make their own weapons, but it just doesn't work. I mean, partially it does work later, but it took them so long to realize that, because us humans, we love guns, and we're just like, oh, anything can go wrong with a 9mm or a M16 on it. But no, you've seen this monster's not phased by it. I'm like,
truly a sad story. Truly a sad story. But hey, in a cornucopia of horror movies, or actual good movies, and intended to be good movies that turn out to be horror movies related to video games, you are the ones that are going to decide who wins, right? So again, you can find the polls in my Instagram stories. That's the easiest way to do it. We can talk about it on our Discord if you want. You should definitely check out our Discord too, so we can talk about all things movies, anime, and anything coming in pop culture. But yes, I will be posting up the polls as soon as the podcast is up, which will be up on YouTube and hopefully Spotify this week. Again, it is at I'm Tropical Joe. And the question of the week is, what is the worst video game movie that you've ever seen? Travis picked a very, very bad movie, Mortal Kombat Annihilation from 1997. I picked Super Mario Bros. From 1993. And then we had Mizu pick the Monster Hunter movie. Do you know when it came out? Did it come out recently?
Doesn't matter about the year. Just
never matter. Doesn't matter. All you have to know is that it sucks, okay? And hopefully you've never watched it. So those are the three options. And I think that's all that we have today, unless you guys want to cover anything else.
So it's not really nothing big news, but it was about Batman, and like they've been showing some more scenes, little snippets and scenes from the movie, because we already discussed last time that it's going to be 2 hours, or what was it? How many hours? 3 hours?
2 hours, 50 something minutes, I think.
2 hours and 50 minutes. Goodness gracious. But one thing that one of my favorite creators, Jay Stews, brought up, go check out our content on TikTok and Instagram, and she brought up that the advertisement has slowly changed. We first opened up with a trailer, of Robert Pattinson going batshit crazy in these scenes, just beating people up. And then now we're seeing a more romantic side with between the relationship between Batman and Catwoman. Like, we see the actors talk about it in their scenes between each other, between Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz.
So, and I thought that was interesting. So our speculation, or at least her speculation, Jay Stu's speculation, and now mine too, is I think we're gonna get a mixed bag of a lot of stuff, and I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna get a mix of action, mystery, you could say murder mystery, and maybe romance.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I mean, I've been seeing the interviews, and the tension there is palpable. I will say that the tension between Mr. Pattinson and Mrs. Kravitz is pretty. You can cut it with a knife in the air, I would say.
I'm happy because, first of all, one thing I always say to people beforehand: never get attached to superhero relationships, because they never last long, and some of them you want to see go far and they don't. Or of course, you got iconic ones like Superman and Lois, and But Batman and Catwoman are one of my favorites. I like them. And it always makes me so mad at Batman because I'm just like, bro, she's right there. Why are you fucking this up? Please stop.
Because he's Batman.
But I love their relationship, and I like them to explore it more. And I hope this movie explores that. And I hope they don't cop out and give him some lame ass excuse why they can't be together.
Fair. Totally fair and totally understandable, I will say. All right. Well, that is it from me. That has been another episode of the Weeb Weekly. Hope you guys had an amazing time. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram as I'm Tropical Joe. I am also making videos on YouTube and streaming Horizon Forbidden West. The first part was absolutely bonkers. I've played the first hour and so of the game, 2 hours, and I am fully hooked. I've barely even scratched the first mission. This is going to be like a 150-hour game for me. So I'm excited to do that. I'll be doing that on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays before I do some very big things in March. So that is and remember to vote for the Stackem Up on my Instagram stories, which will go up as soon as this podcast is up. Travis, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Travis the Sibling. You could also find me on TikTok at Travis the Sibling. On Instagram, I'm also doing streaming where I stream Sifu, and that is the hardest game
so bad.
Dude.
It is insane.
Are you 83? Are you 85 by this point?
Oh my god. I'm easily 70. Oh,
okay,
I'm at the the what
club?
is it? The exhibit.
Oh, the exhibit.
Yeah, the museum. That is, and one thing I love about Sifu really fast, I love that it harkens back to an older era of gaming where you can't buy your way out of it. And there's really not a save point. You have to just be good at this game to progress. We haven't had something like this in a while, at least something that this popular like this in a while. It's breathed a new type of air into video games for me. So if you want to see me play that, check out my Instagram, and also check me out on TikTok.
How about you, Mizu? Where can the people find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Mizu Shogun, TikTok as well as Mizu Shogun. You can also check out my YouTube. Still working on that. I also plan on streaming, but I'm not really much of a gamer myself. Not saying I don't. I'm not saying it's not an impossibility. However, I would try to maybe stream stuff like, me watching anime or certain scenes y'all want me to watch from certain things, and y'all get my reaction on stuff. So definitely looking forward to that. And I plan on streaming at some point, kind of like how Travis is doing with One Piece. He's watching One Piece from the beginning and giving his thoughts. I'm going to be doing a similar thing for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because I only seen part 1. I haven't seen the other parts. So I definitely want to get into that and definitely give you guys my reactions with JoJo.
Amen to that. Amen to that. All right, everybody. That has been it from the Weeb Weekly. Another amazing pod down the line. We will see you on the next one.